All right. Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. Would Amy Gromowski mind be quiet while we get started over there? Thank you. That is a lot to ask. Commissioner, how are you? It's a pleasure to see you. I'm sorry, Amy. I just had to. I'm still upset that you're leaving, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead and get started with the meeting. We have a couple of important things to do today, but before we get started with that, let's do something a little bit more mundane and approval of the minutes from our last meeting back on the 21st of May. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Is there a second?
Second.
The motion seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, very good. Motion passes. The next order of business, we want to take a minute to recognize our outgoing commissioner, Amy Gromowski, who has served us tremendously well in a relatively short period of time, but did a fantastic, it was more about quality versus quantity when it came to Amy and the work that she did with us, and we were delighted to hear of her good news of being appointed on the Jackson County Sports Commission. What a fantastic choice they've made just to get you as part of that, and it's just going to serve well for us as a city and citizens of Kansas City and citizens of Jackson County as well. So we're thrilled for you, and we're thrilled for the commission as well. At the same time, your presence around here will be felt, or lack thereof will be missed and felt. And I just want to say on a personal level, thank you. I've really truly enjoyed our friendship, and I look forward to it continuing beyond this. And I know I speak on behalf of all the commissioners, and I'm sure they want to say a word or two, all of them individually. Because of your leadership, there were several issues I know we were able to address, and we took serious. And more than anything else, I think you represented the entire city in a manner that I think all commissioners, current and past, will have a tremendous amount of pride. And we look forward to your ongoing support with us, even as a past commissioner. So I know we have some gifts we want to give you, but I know some of the other commissioners want to say something as well. So if you don't mind, we're going to embarrass you just a little bit more, okay?
I love it every minute.
All right. Sounds good. So which way you want? We'll go here. We're playing. Ladies
Okay.
first. Yes.
I just piggyback off everything John Paul said. It's been more than a pleasure working with you and getting to know you and becoming your friend. And while you will be missed, we look forward to seeing what you do on the Jackson County Sports Authority and giving us tickets. Only if you can. And, you know, as John Paul said, we're all kind of able to lead in our own ways. And it was Amy who had the bright idea of taking our meetings out into the public and into the communities, and it's value add like that we got from Amy, and that'll be missed, but we look forward to making new friends and new working relationships and hope that you're not a stranger.
Okay. Well, Amy, needless to say, you know you'll be missed by me because you're my counterfoil in keeping everybody in line in here. And I've really gotten to know you, and my family has gotten to know you, and we've established a great personal relationship, and you are always a commissioner. Thank you, and we'll miss you.
I just want to wish you best of luck. Hate to see you leave here, but good luck for everything. And I know you're not going to be a stranger. We'll see you around. And I guess the biggest thing that I always enjoyed, I mean, John Paul said that you were a commissioner for all the city, which we all are. And I mean, it was very much in what you did and spirited for that. But I really appreciate your insights for the 6th District and everything really south. Anyway, thanks for all of your thoughts and pushing us to different ways to look at things during the meetings. And anyway, we'll miss you around here, but look forward to seeing you around. Thanks.
Our esteemed director, would you like to say a few things?
Yes, I would like to say a few things. I know that Amy has been a great addition to this board. We're going to miss her very much, and I know not just being here on Tuesdays, but Amy and her family are out utilizing our facilities, whether it's running down the boulevards on a competitive run, or whether it's going to the zoo or Starlight or one of our other outdoor activities. And that's a big part of that. You go out and experience what this department is all about and see it from the community's perspective, and that's very important. I'll miss talking about the University of Missouri football team. Just like Sandra Ross there would talk about Tigers. And,
Haven't had much to talk about lately.
well, we'll shift to Chiefs and Royals and all that. So that's important. That's been good conversation, too. And I know Amy's going to continue to market this department because she has a Facebook page. And I know Heidi works hard to get the message out about all our program and activities, and Amy, along with, I know McLean does a lot of this, too. They get that message out there in relationship to the Facebook and post things and repost it and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be a good marketing effort for us to go forward, and we appreciate your efforts in doing that. And so we've hoped you've learned a lot while on this board. You've shared a lot with us. You've given us some good insight in things, and that works both ways. And as has been said before, you become a member of a very, very good group of citizens, some of who are here today, former park commissioners, and there are some other ones that are outside of the room today that are also former park commissioners, and keep carrying forward. And again, thank you very much for your service, for what you've done for the department and what you've done for the city of Kansas City, Missouri. And when it's time, Mr. President, we do have a few items for.
Well, that'd be great. Let's go ahead and,
Okay.
I suggest that Amy pass the torch to John Paul to take over the Parks Board's role and participate in all the marathons and all the things Amy used to do.
yeah, there's no second for that motion.
I think you might get a second down there for
No, there won't be.
And I remember one conversation Amy and I had early on. She said, this board has got to do something memorable. A dedicated half-cent sales tax
Yes.
forever.
That's
Thank
huge.
you,
That's huge.
everybody, for that, and I think that is something that will always be remembered and you'll always be a great part of. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Amy, would you mind joining us up here?
You got a variety of things here. That's your-
We got a lot of stuff here.
All right.
Okay, we can
wanna-
start out with, start with that.
Just China.
No, you got it.
Okay.
You just open that up. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's gorgeous, thank you, thank you.
Okay, and then we have another item to go with that. Something-
Wow,
Look at that.
oh my goodness,
It's big time.
beautiful, thank you.
And then we have
Get your-
your
Brown
picture.
hair, I don't know. This person.
So when you're on the commission, you're in color, and then you go to a black and
Oh,
white.
that-
I'm not sure how Carmen got that started, but that's how it works.
Tradition.
Good
It's tradition. And then your name placard.
Oh, great, thank you.
And last but not least, the card
Yes,
that
there you go.
provides access to our multiple amount of facilities throughout the system.
This will be used. I live around the street from Minor Park.
All right.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, I appreciate everything. Thank
Let's-
you.
Let me hop this. We can take
All
some
right.
pictures. So
Thank
this is
you.
it.
Hello. All right.
Man, that was pretty good. You have to say a few words.
Here, John Paul.
Yeah. Let's put that down.
Wow.
Well, just very briefly, this has been an amazing 2 years, and it has been amazing to work with you, and good luck to you. And I feel like this is the best part of government, and I've felt that way since the minute we got appointed, that we are in the best part of government, and that we are really showing how government can work for people and families. And I'm just so appreciative of the time and the knowledge and everything that happened on this board, and I'll carry it with me forever. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I just got to take a minute. That was good. That was good. Yeah. Yeah. So, next order of business, welcoming our new board member, our new commissioner, Mary Jane Judy. And I believe there's going to be a swearing in. And I'd invite Marilyn Sanders. Yes. Marilyn, would you mind doing what you do to swear us in?
If you just stand, please, and raise your right hand when I'm done, you just say, I do. Okay.
I do solemnly swear that I possess all the qualifications of the office of Parks Board under the Charter of Kansas City, Missouri, adopted by the people, vote of the people of said city, August 8, 2006, and all subsequent amendments thereto, and are not subject to any disqualifications in said charter name, that I support the Constitution and laws of the United States and of the state of Missouri, and I will observe the provision of the charter and ordinances of Kansas City, that I faithfully discharge the duties of said office on behalf.
I do.
You are sworn in.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you, we'd love if you just take a few moments, if you wanted to say a few things about, you know, you're being appointed and talk a little bit about your vision for parks and the commission, if you so inclined, so.
Sure. I am a Kansas City native. I grew up out south, and I currently reside in Brookside with my husband, who's here, and our 2 children. We have a 2- and 3-year-old boys, and growing up in the city, I had a great experience with the Parks Department, and I'm excited about the opportunity to help my children have the same experience and other families across the city from north to south. And I'm also excited because I can fill Amy's Missouri Tiger void, and I am a runner, so it's a perfect fit. So I'm excited, and everybody has been very complimentary of the board, and I look forward to working with each of you.
Great, thank you.
thanks.
And welcome, thank you.
Thank you.
I also like to give a quick welcome to our other past commissioners who are here, Commissioner Crystal, Commissioner Ost, and we lost Commissioner Stackhouse. She was sitting there, which
She just walked in.
she just walked out. Well, my apologies. She'll see at least on Channel 2 that I did welcome. So,
Everybody, I just changed.
and there was several others that were here. Oh, we forgot, okay, we'll get to that in a second. That were also joined us for the reception right before this, and we appreciate, we always get great support from our past commissioners, and we thank you all for being here once again. Thank you so very much. One of the things that we are going to present you with is the pin that you could probably wear. We have different ones at different times. but
Great.
We'd love to present you with that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And welcome, and look forward to your service on the board. So,
Thanks.
Thank you. Next order of business, resolution number 30048.
Yes, Commissioner, this is a consideration for an MOU with Metropolitan Lutheran Ministries for an irrigation system over at Spring Valley Park. You have a memo in your packet from Forrest Decker outlining when we first entered into a recent agreement with MLM back in June of 2012, and this would be to add irrigation through some PIAC funding. If you have any questions, Forrest is here to answer those.
Any questions? Forrest?
Can you just talk about it? I'm just curious how everything's going.
Well, there's been nothing done there. The orchard is doing great.
That's
It
right.
was planted in 2012. Yeah, it was laboriously watered last year, which is the reason for this amendment, to try to make that a little easier on. Yeah, last year was a heck of a year to try to water things by hand, wasn't it? So, but no, the trees are doing very, very well. So they really put a lot of time and effort into keeping care of them last year. This will help out that process a lot. So.
Great. Thanks.
Very good. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion second? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Very good. Resolution passes. Resolution number 30049.
Yes, Commissioners, another orchard, fruit trees over at our old facility we actually had a building there at one time, now it's a vacant lot, at 2610 Lexington. And Forrest is also handling this particular item with the Pendleton Heights Neighborhood Association.
Yes, similar agreement, well, it's exactly the same template as the last 2 of these orchards with Metropolitan Lutheran Ministries and the one at Tony Aguirre with Westside Housing a couple of years ago. So this will be our 3rd such community partnership orchard. Jessica Ray is here from the Pendleton Heights Neighborhood Association. Introduce her to you all. If you have any questions, of her or I, please feel free.
Would you mind joining us, say a few things about the orchard? Appreciate and give us a chance to thank you for doing this as well and partnering with us. We're excited.
Absolutely. We're excited about this opportunity. We've been systematically moving all of our vacant lots to positive uses. We've put in a pocket park on one. We put a community garden on another. This one was a little bit more complicated, being a parks lot versus a land trust lot. So we appreciate the opportunity to partner with you and turn it into something positive.
Great. Exciting.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Motion seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, very good. Resolution passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Resolution number 30050.
Yes, Commissioners, this is a amendment with Midwest Pool Management for several of our pools as listed in the memo from Mark Bolin. And in essence, I guess we're kind of anticipating a busy hot summer, so we're going to add a few more days and a few more hours. And the memo outlines that. We recommend approval. If you have any questions, Mark is here to answer those.
Any questions? I don't think we got any questions for you, Mark. All right. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
The motion is seconded. Any further questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Very good. Resolution passes. Resolution number 30051.
Yes, Commissioners, back in January of 2012, we entered into agreement with Paul Misner Puppets to rehab and occupy the facility at 39th and Gillum. Unfortunately, through their due diligence on their feasibility study, they're not able to raise the funds necessary to do this and asked to terminate their lease agreement. In essence, that's what this action is. If you have any questions, Forrest Decker is our staff contact on this.
Any questions of Forrest?
I just wanted to say I was sorry to see this. This is a really good organization, and
Yeah.
the many performances with the kids over the years there, and this was a neat thought of theirs, and I'm sorry to see this not going to be done.
Yeah, so much. And our thought here is that we're going to put this back out to
Yes.
RFP.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Try to find another operator or user.
Is there a time frame that we're looking at right now or anything?
Oh, you know, I
We'd
think...
like to have something in place, what, end of year?
Well, I think, you know, the sooner the better. I believe we were looking at trying to get something out in June,
Okay.
and then probably have about a 30-day turnaround on it.
All right, very good. Thank you. Any questions of Forrest? No? Okay. Motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion seconded. Any further questions, comments? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Very good. Resolution passes. Resolution number 30052.
Yes, Commissioners, this is an agreement with the City of Fountains Foundation to help cover the cost of the Wish Upon a Fountain campaign. We started a trust fund a few years ago that Sherry has been managing. It was called Friends of the Fountains. This is when we weren't sure if we'd have enough money to pay the light bill for our fountains, and that has accumulated over a period of about 4 years now, I guess, to $14,000. And then that would be used to help cover the cost of the event management and the program management for the Wish Upon a Fountain campaign. And you'll be hearing a little bit later from Heidi as far as the kickoff of that campaign is concerned. And then the rest of the cost would be borne by the City of Fountains Foundation. And there again would recommend approval of this.
Okay. Any questions? We're excited. Obviously, I'd just like to say, you know, we have this campaign that we're launching. We, of course, have the event on Sunday.
Correct.
That's going to be at Union Station. Hope many of you can turn out, and others in the city will as well. You know, our fountains are fantastic. It's a signature for who we are as a city, and us preserving them and keeping them intact and in good shape for years to come is very important. This campaign helps us do that. The work of you know, Pat's shop on this is really truly important, and we look forward to being able to be a part of helping out to pay for some of these expenses. City of Fountains Foundation is a great organization. I, of course, sit on that board on behalf of this commission, and there's a lot of good people on there who really want to do right by our fountains, and you know, this is our way of helping them out. So, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion seconded. Any further discussion, questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Very good. Resolution passes. Resolution number 30053.
Yes, Commissioners, this is a closeout, basically, of an agreement we had with Persian Road Development Company, LLC. Started clear back in July of 2004. And there's a memo from Travis that outlines the kind of what we're doing to bring closure to this, and really focuses in on the traffic signal at OK Street and Grand Boulevard. Travis, you might want to explain a little bit more about this. Kind of a, there again, agreement we're closing out after 9 years.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. The memo that Mark's talking about, the agreement, outlined 15 items, A through O, in that agreement that were various bits of infrastructure that was going to go in as a result of the development along Pershing Road with the IRS building and some of the other properties that DST had managed at that time, back in '04. And it involved everything from turn lanes to striping to curbing to some sidewalks to landscaping, area drains, and so on and so forth. Well, item L on that list was the signals there that you'll know by the span wires as you're coming down 22nd Street, where 22nd runs into OK and then Grand runs north and south there. So what this does is close out that agreement and take the plans and the money that DST has developed for these signals, gives that money to Public Works to have them incorporated into their contracts for construction this year.
Very good. Any questions? All right, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, very good. Resolution passes. Thank you, Travis. You're gonna, probably, you just might as well stay there. We're getting ready to do director's report in here.
Name is Travis this week.
I got him right this week.
Always focused on efficiency. There were no handouts today because the topic that I wanted to cover was the solar panel installation on some of our community centers, and you may have seen an article in Kansas City Star recently on that. And we have solar panels going in on the Marlboro Community Center, Brush Creek Community Center, and Southeast Community Center as part of a contract or lease that we have set up with two companies. One is called Brightergy, and the other one is Kansas City Power and Light. And KCP&L will handle the one at the Marlboro Center, and Brightergy is handling the other two. At this point in time, we only have 3. There are additional community centers and buildings that they're looking at to build out this series of 80 city buildings that they have a contract for. And those would include the Line Creek Community Center, Tony Aguirre, Greg Kleiss, Terry Dobson building, this building, Kansas City North Community Center, and the Lakeside Nature Center. Now, once those facilities are evaluated, not all those may make the list because let's take Lakeside, for example. If there's considered a considerable amount of shade over that facility, then those buildings don't really qualify for this program. What the program does and how this program works is that the leasing company provides the solar system, which includes the panels, the meters, the cabinets, and so forth, for 25 kilowatts of power to be produced on a given facility. And then we enter into a lease agreement. They put all that in at their expense, and we enter into a lease agreement on what we're paying for that 25 kilowatts of power production right now based on our current rates. So actually, we're paying about $3,200 a year based on 10 cents per kilowatt hour for these. The lease agreements then, respectively, with the two companies range from $2,200 a year to $2,900 a year. So our lease payments will be slightly below what we're currently paying for that power. The payback comes over that we will pay that same rate for the next 20 years. And to provide some perspective on that, with KCP&L, from the last 20 years, the rates have gone up over 46% in that 20-year period. So we'll be paying the same, but whatever power is produced, we get the same amount of power. So Also, I thought it was good to kind of put that into perspective if you think about, 22 to just under $3,000 a year that we'll be paying for these leases. The Marlboro Center is the least power user of them all. And last year, we spent about $11,000 on electricity. The largest user is Southeast Community Center, and that's about $84,000 just for electricity. So percentage-wise, you can see a much greater percentage on a smaller center than it is a larger center. But with this program, it really didn't matter. The reason why the systems are cut off at 25 kW per facility is that correlates to the grants and incentives that are set by the state and the federal government. They get grants for putting the materials on the roof, and then they get tax incentives for each watt of power produced. So that's how the lease company makes their money on the systems. And so we end up with a steady state bill for 20 years. So that's our savings, and they end up with the tax credits and the grants that they receive for the equipment. So it's great. All together with putting these systems on 80 buildings in the city, at 80 buildings at 25 kW per building, that would equate to 2.5% of the electricity use for all the city facilities, all city buildings. Okay, now that's where what was reported in the paper got off a little bit. They said it was about 2.5% of the actual building usage. No, it's 2.5% of all the electricity usage for our buildings, or 1% of the entire usage for the city, if you include the wastewater treatment plants and all that sort of thing. So I don't know if there's any questions on that. That was kind of the Reader's Digest version, so.
Quite a few. So so you said 20 years, the lease is technically a 20-year lease?
Yes.
And then do we own the equipment after that's done? Or
No.
what happens after 20 years?
They own the equipment. And what's written into the contract, there's guaranteed production of power over that 20-year period. And with this photovoltaic equipment, there's a slow degradation in the power output on the equipment. That's factored into the guaranteed power production on the equipment itself. So they know that it's going to go down over time, and so they factored in 0.5% of reduction per year on that as it went down. They also factor in, here in Missouri, we get about 4.8 hours of sunlight or solar radiation time per day. That's factored out over the course of a year. That counts for days like this, snow days, that sort of thing. So when you put all that into the equation, these systems are really capable of producing about 30% more than what the guaranteed rate is on the guaranteed power production. So it's there. The bet is hedged somewhat, but we're covered because our rate is set for that 20 years. We would be paying that rate where, plus whatever increases would occur over that 20-year period regardless.
Right.
So.
Okay. And so this is also a ballast system that they're not going to, they're not putting anything into the buildings. It's just laying on top of the roof?
Is that how it the
is?
panels themselves, that is correct. Now, of
Okay.
course, you're going to have some metering, you're going to have
Right.
cabinetry, transfer switches, that sort of thing. They're going to have to be, in the building or attached to the building. So
Yeah, okay. I take it their insurance covers all of their stuff?
their stuff, yes.
Yeah, okay. And then when would they start putting all this stuff up?
They're started now, and they anticipate completion this winter.
So they've started on those 3 community centers you mentioned?
Yeah,
They've
as far
already
as,
started?
I know that we've been, the project manager for this, for the city's side of this is Charles Harris, and we've been in contact with Charles on getting started at Southeast over here already, so.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Heidi, you have a lot today, don't you?
We always have a
I'll
lot.
say, I'll take that as a yes.
I didn't want
always
to
have a
speak
lot.
until I got into the microphone.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yes, we are in the middle of it. Summer has begun, and so we are moving along fast and furiously. As you know, we kicked off the summer with the Mayor's Nights kickoff on May the 25th. Had a really big turnout for that at Brush Creek Community Center, and have had consecutively large turnouts at Brush Creek Community Center for Club KC, which is now up and running at, 4 or 5? 6 now community centers we've added and changed, and we're tweaking it and trying to distribute the population amongst some of the other centers because Brush Creek seems to be where it's happening. But that's a good problem to have. And the other programs, Kicks, Nights, and Hoops, are still taking registration through this week, and they will start their programming towards the middle of June and running everything, of course, up through August. We have planned the end of the season bash, which was last year known as Rock the Block. I believe it will be called Rock the Block again, for August the 9th, and that's going to take place at Washington Square Park. And that's just kind of a coming together of all of the facilities for one evening and doing all kinds of fun family, I guess, friendly activities. So we're planning that as well. But those things are going very strong, and if Mark wants to add or Terry wanted to add anything more about the Mayor's Nights programs, go right ahead. 1,000 each week. Okay, great. And we did have a fun kickoff. I'd like to this year we made the kids get registration cards beforehand, which was very different from the past years. And so it was trying to get them to do it in advance. We gave them some incentives, one of which was arrive in style via limo package. And so that was kind of fun for the boy, and Antoine Spears, or Shears, I think, who won it. And his friends got to arrive at Brush Creek Community Center on that Saturday evening and walk the red carpet, get their picture with the mayor, and really just be huge VIPs that evening. So I want to thank Leader Limo, who did provide that, donated the service for that evening.
Did they seem like they were really into it, or did they seem kind of embarrassed by it, or?
I was not there.
I've got it.
But I've got pictures, and there are pictures up on Facebook, and they looked like they were pretty much enjoying it.
You take full advantage of the opportunity.
Really? Yeah, it might have been. You know how
I
kids
don't
can
know.
be.
There's a, there they are. Pass that on down.
They kind of strutted. It looked
I
like
think
they
I-
were strutting down
I
the
think I
red
tweeted that
carpet.
out, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it out there.
There's
I
the
would have had the
pictures of it.
DJ giving me shout outs all night.
Yeah, be careful of what you wish for, right? Anyway, that was, I think, a fun way to kick off all of the programs. We had another big weekend this past weekend with National Trails Day, which of course ended up being a washout, literally, for our event that we had planned in South Kansas City. Indian Creek and Blue River and Confluence Trails were literally underwater, like with torrential water on Friday. So we went ahead and condensed our event on Saturday to just a ribbon cutting for the new section of the trail, which, we knew the water would recede, and it did, but by that day, but the paths were still very muddy and slippery, so it was probably for the best, and when we did get a ribbon cutting, so we got some good pictures, got it out there. Line Creek also had a ribbon cutting and a cleanup, I believe, and it looks like you guys contended that, and then Roanoke Park, with their trails that they're doing with Erta Group, had an opening of their trails in Roanoke Park. So it was a big day for all of us, and the entire city celebrated that. Well, I guess the entire nation celebrated National Trails Day, and we were just a part of it. And then we had Rose Day, of course, on Sunday in Luce Park. Then this weekend is another huge one with the Dragon Boat Festival going on at Brush Creek, and Jean Paul will be leading our team there and representing the commissioner. So he's the Dragon Boat team representative if he's not the running representative.
We're happy to have others from the board join us on that race.
Spots?
Yeah, you should come out.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you can at least come out and cheer them on.
What time you gotta be there?
9 o'clock on Saturday
9 o'clock
9
on
o'clock.
Saturday.
for
So
practice.
who we racing?
Oh my gosh, there's 6 college teams this year.
take
We don't
one.
have to race against the college teams.
Let's go.
There's some other business teams. I think there's
Mayor has a
4,
team, doesn't
and the
he?
mayor has a team. Yes, no teams from China will make it this year.
No. Oh my.
Yeah,
No ringers?
no ringers from China, but they looked good in their uniforms. Anyway, we've got that, and then of course Sunday's huge day with the Festival of Fountains. Here's my way of promoting it.
There you go.
Okay. And the Ride the Fountains. I don't know if you're a bicycle rider as well, but we have a bike ride, Tour of the Fountains on Sunday morning that we are co-sponsoring with the Metro Bike Club. And that begins at Union Station at 8 a.m. There's a 46-mile, a 24-mile, and a 10-mile route. The 10-mile is a guided route, and it's really family-friendly, beginning 8, 9, and 9:30. And then they all come back together at the end at about 11, and we will have kind of an after-party in conjunction with the Festival of Fountains, which does begin at 11 and goes from 11 to 5. It's free. I just got a news release from Legoland, and they're going to be there doing kids' activities, and each kid who attends can build a fountain that their master builder has modeled after one of Kansas City's fountains. So that was kind of a cool deal. And then we're going to have the Zoomobile out there. We will also have Lakeside Nature Center. Science City will be there, so arts and crafts and tattoos and face painting for the children, as well as a whole slate of stage entertainment. And then food trucks and, all the kind of other fun things that go along with the festival. So it'll be a great day. We're hoping that the weather turns out nicely. And, of course, it will be the kickoff for the Wish Upon a Fountain campaign. The City of Fountains Foundation is requesting your presence at 1 o'clock for the grand opening ceremonies and kickoff for the official kickoff of the festival and campaign. So if you can be there, please let me know, or just show up and we'll just toss you up there on stage with everybody else.
She means that, too.
And literally, boom. And then in between all that, the governor decided to come to town, so.
Yes.
That in itself is a lot of phone calls and meetings. But that's really exciting because the governor has this new initiative called the 100 Missouri Miles, where he's encouraging citizens to walk, ride, whatever, participate along 100 miles of Missouri's award-winning trails. So he was supposed to kick that off last weekend in St. Louis and Springfield, and since they had such bad weather, we get the kickoff. So sorry to them, but good for us. He'll be at Lewis Park on Thursday afternoon at 1:45 for a brief news conference, and then he's going to take a walk along the Lewis Park trails, either 1 or 2 loops, depending upon how much time he has. So we are all invited to come and listen to this new initiative and take a walk with him. And again, if you plan to be there, let me know so you can be properly recognized by him.
Great.
And then, we've got tons of other stuff going on. We'll keep you updated. But thank you.
Great. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And I do have a couple of these in my office.
Yeah.
If you have a visible yard or space where you'd like to put it, just come and see me and I'll get you one.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. That was a lot.
Yeah,
For such a short agenda, we had a lot going on today.
yeah.
All right. Public hearing. I do see somebody in attendance who probably would like to say something.
Yes, I would.
Welcome. Always good to see you. Good afternoon.
My name's Marquita Henry, and I'm here again about my Christmas lights. I've talked to several people, and everybody's on board, but nobody seems to be able to give me a letter saying, because first off, the tourism fund, I went before them, and they're on board with it, but they've got to know where the lights are going to be stored, where the money. My neighborhood organization is not big enough to run that kind of money through. So the money's going to have to be run through something else. I talked to the city manager, and he's on board, and him and Kamiko Black, they're going to help me. But I still need help from this board, and I'm asking you for it. Because when I went before the board, I needed a letter saying that the money could be run between Park and Rec. I needed a letter saying that they would store the equipment, over the years, and I didn't have that. So I go back before the board in August, and I hope I will have that, because we want these lights up here in Swope Park. There's no reason why that they can't decorate that park up there. The city has the money, and we need to get that done.
Great. Thank you for your comments. Any questions?
I can add a little bit to
Comments?
that. Yes, Ms. Henry, I did talk with Troy Schulte about that, and as you know, you got the cost estimates. I think we kind
Yeah.
of shared that with you. And there's 2 parts of that. There's the capital cost, which is to purchase the lights.
Yes.
And I think he's going to help you. That's a one-time
Uh-huh.
purchase. And then the storage is part of that. And I think we might be able to assist in that regard. But the NTDF funding has to go through a not-for-profit organization. The city can't actually provide funding from NTDF to another department. So that's where an not-for-profit has to enter the picture to do that. And I know you'd mentioned you may not have the resources through your neighborhood association. So is that not correct, Sherry? Is that what you mean? So that's where we're going to have to help you on that, find an organization to do that.
My organization is a small neighborhood organization, and, you know, we never have more than $1,000 to $2,000 in our account at a time. Even though we have a treasurer and everything, it's not set up to have that kind of money.
We understand. That's why we need to help you find an organization.
How much money is it?
It's $45,000 is the ongoing cost. And that would be, they would fund it, NTDF, but then it has to have a not-for-profit to do that. And that's where I think the challenge is coming up. And maybe Sherry, can you kind of help a little bit with Marquita on that?
Sure, let me see what I can do.
Okay, all right.
All right,
Okay.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Henry. I have nobody else listed on public comments. Is there anything else? Okay. Well, with that, anything else you want to
I
mention?
don't think so.
Anything else on the calendar review?
Heidi's covered it pretty well. There is a City of Fountains board meeting tomorrow over at S.R. Denton's, the law firm. I think Michelle Kaufman is hosting that. And then Platte County Partners on the 12th. Our next board meeting is here on the 18th. Did you mention Flag Day?
No, she didn't.
14th down at Washington Square, 10:30. We're doing that with our Korean War Memorial Group. Is that who that is? Right. That's on the 14th. And then the Great Clyde Community Center opening the 22nd. Pretty much it for the month.
Great. All right, thank you. Is there anything else? All right, with that, meeting is adjourned.